what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. No, I'm not out in the wilderness. I'm actually at the Subaru booth for the 2022 edition of the Chicago Auto Show. And look what we have here. This is it. This is the all-new Subaru Solterra, their first ever EV. But before we get into this all-wheel drive, battery, electric vehicle, let's talk about what's going on here. Subaru. They've actually been doing the business for so many decades when it comes to all-wheel drive superiority. What's interesting is over the past few years, they've been working very closely with Toyota, another iconic Japanese brand. Now, we've already brought to you vehicles like the Subaru BRZ and the Toyota GR86. This is another one of those connections of them working together with the Solterra. Now, you may look at this vehicle and say, it looks very familiar, and I would say you're 100% right. We were at the official unveil of the Toyota BZ4X, which sits on the same platform and was co-developed together with Toyota and Subaru. Toyota makes another vehicle which really has brought a lot of excitement with some electrification. That, of course, is the plug-in electric hybrid RAV4 Prime. What I want to find out is, has Subaru gone the right route with the Solterra? Should they have gone a little bit more like the BZ4X? So I want to find out, is this the better EV, not only over the BZ4X, but also over the RAV4 Prime? So let's go ahead, let's dive into our 2023 Subaru Solterra and find out. Right off the bat, styling is going to be the same, but there are some Subaru specific touches. At the front of the business, the way they did the headlight housing, very, very Subaru-esque, how it extends out from underneath the hood. You're gonna have full LED daytime running lamps, full LED headlights, and the great news is, just like the BZ4X, you have that bodywork that extends out and a functional air curtain. Now, comparing this to the BZ4X, you have the same air curtain, but this piece here is flat black, not painted like it is on the BZ4X. That white BZ4X that we did at the unveil actually had a metallic gray painted finish. And if you're comparing this to the RAV4 Prime, RAV4 Prime definitely looks a lot more traditional SUV, compact size vehicle. Now, coming across the lower side, here's where you're gonna see some of the differences. So on the Solterra, you are gonna get LED fog lamps. These are different from what's on the BZ4X. You're also gonna get this under lip extension, which kind of extends out to help scoop that air into the side air curtain. Another part that is obviously going to be different is not only the badging, but the front fascia. You'll notice a huge concave shape design, some gloss black across the top. You do have a flush mounted front facing camera. And then as you work your way down, because we have a liquid cooled lithium ion battery pack, we do have some functional open air that's gonna get into this flat black area. And then the nice satin, like steel finish, almost like a machined aluminum finish on this lower lip. This is definitely Subaru-esque. And this lower portion, if I was able to cover all this up, would almost look like an Outback, to be honest with you. RAV4 Prime does bring you, of course, LED lighting. Remember, for 2022, there is a refresh for the whole RAV4 lineup, including the Prime. And when we get up onto the front hood area, you'll see the body lines come up nice and clean. You do have some more flat black at the back portion of the hood. Sitting here in this wilderness scene actually looks great. Let me know what you think about all the flat black, if you're a fan of it, or if you think they should have just painted it. Now, coming around the bend, one thing that makes the Solterra automatically unique compared to the BZ4X, this has standard all-wheel drive. What does that mean? We have twin electric motors. BZ4X, you can get with a single electric motor to be front-wheel drive. And of course, the RAV4 Prime is all-wheel drive because you have an electric motor out back paired with the electric motor up front and an internal combustion engine, that 2.5 liter inline 4 engine. Now, coming around the bend, you'll see the style, like I said, very Subaru-esque on the headlight design. They did a great job there. And then on the lower portion, same story with the wheels. You have the gunmetal metallic gray, the nice bright silver accents, and then you're gonna have the machined aluminum. Looking at this wheel, this is a 20-inch wheel, and I think it goes great with the style of this Solterra. There's your flat black fender flare, goes all the way around, and then of course, this being an EV, they wanted to be very proud of that fact. You open this door, there are your charging ports for your EV connectivity. Lithium-ion battery pack, low in the floor means we have a flat bottom floor, plus we have, like I said, the twin electric motors gonna give us all-wheel drive, and that closes up easy peasy. Gloss black on the mirror caps, nice LED turn signals built in, and then of course, what's kind of cool is that with a Subaru, it's always about not only dogs, but also going on that adventure. Part of the adventure is we have not only our very close low-level roof rails, but we got our crossbars and a cargo basket, because Subaru knows their owners are still want to go on those adventures and be able to take the things that they need for those different adventures. Now, coming down the side, color matched on the door handles. I like the way they did the flat black on the bottom portion. That's definitely going to take a better beating. And I like the way it extends out, really gives some character to the side of the vehicle, especially these body lines, because you notice you have a line here, but then you have an intersecting line that kind of swoops down into the rear fender. And then coming towards the rear of the vehicle in the woods here, I'm almost afraid like a poison dart frog is going to jump out and like just bite me in the neck or something. Coming around, you'll notice that very unique style of a very low roof spoiler. You got your vortex generators to clean the air as it comes over the rear glass, and even a kick-up spoiler. Look at that, kicks up. You have your LED lighting. I like the way the housing extends off the back of the vehicle. Subaru, symmetrical all-wheel drive on our EV. And here we have, this is a limited trim. And I'm digging that EV badge. It's actually kind of cool, the fonts, and it looks like a plug if you saw that. And then dropping all the way down, very, very clean and simple on the lower bumper area. But you know what? The way they designed it, it almost looks like a simulated rear diffuser. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see if we could see any of this electrification in our Solterra. All right, guys, we got the hood pop now. Of course, being a Subaru, like I said, this comes standard all-wheel drive. Compared to the BZ4X, you could have front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Well, how does it do it? Up front, you're gonna have this electric motor to power the front wheels, and then out back, of course, you're gonna have that electric motor to power the rear wheels. So how much power are we talking about? We're looking at 215 horsepower, 248 pound-feet of torque, and a range that's estimated around 220 miles on a single charge. Now, comparing that to the BZ4X, obviously numbers will be similar. Comparing that to the RAV4 Prime, that's a totally different ball of wax, because you do have with the RAV4 Prime that internal combustion engine, the 2.5 liter inline four with the electric motors powering everything. But very interesting to see the direction that Subaru's going in. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what big things are in store for the Solterra. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Subaru Solterra. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, it's a 2023. I got time to figure it out. Actually, you don't, because Subaru just opened up the reservation book where you could pre-order your Solterra. Now, I know you're saying another question. Well, how much is it, Joe? Because I want a RAV4 Prime. I've been wanting one of those. They seem like a great versatile vehicle, kind of best of both worlds. How much is this Solterra? So starting price is going to be around $37,000. This limited will be around $47,000. But let's see what you get for your hard-earned money to the door panels. Just like the BZ4X, simple, clean style, but there is a ton of gloss black around the door handle there, so I am going to have to zonk that. And the door pocket is on the tighter side, so maybe just one supersized dill pickle from the convenience store, and that's it, and a bottle of electrolytes to wash it down. We got the optional Harman Kardon sound system to give us some nice pure tunes as you're cruising in this EV. And then going from the door panel to the dash, similar to the BZ4X, very interesting style choices and materials. You have this cloth material on the dash. Not sure how I feel about that. I guess it's supposed to feel like eco-friendly, but what is awesome is you're gonna get, if you like 12 inches, you're gonna get 12.3 inches of infotainment system screen. Yes, it's all black in here because I can't turn it on because we're at the Chicago Auto Show. But stay tuned, I'll be able to show you all the functions of this touchscreen. You got your AC controls up top here. I promise that's what they do. Power on button. And then this is gonna control that direct drive transmission. Yes, just like the BZ4X, you do have your drive mode button here and also the way to go through your camera views. Gloss black, but you do this and it goes away because we got wireless charging with a USB-A, and then down below, you could put a bag of asparagus down here, USB-Cs, and a 12 volt, and a place to put a picture of your old high school sweetheart. Just make sure that if you're not with them anymore, you may not want to put that picture there. You may want to just burn that picture. Semi-soft on the armrest, and you could kind of slide it because we got cup holders. Open it up even more, guess what? You're gonna be able to put avocado on toast. One serving in there while you're cruising around your EV in your favorite park or favorite dog area while you're playing with your dogs. And then guess what? Soft touch material in this Limited. The stitch work is nice. You do have electric assist for the passenger, no electric assist for the passenger. So manual controls for the passenger. I have electric assist over here because I'm the driver of this Solterra, and no sunroof. That to me is a little bit of a bummer. I was hoping for a sunroof in the Limited trim. But why don't you come over here, because I got a weird steering wheel I want to introduce you to. Come on. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel of this Solterra. And one thing I want to point out, if you're noticing any kind of difference with the sound, there's a lot of interference because of all the electronics that Subaru is using for this crazy wilderness scene. So we just want to apologize. It's all part about being at the big show here at the Chicago Auto Show. We got people talking over the speakers and everything else, but the show must go on. Now, on the business side, you have 2 memory seat settings, which are great. Power seats, easy to get to, real nice, flat black, so you're not gonna get fingerprints. I'm 6 feet tall, and I still got room to grow in here, so I could grow another few inches and still be fine. Here's where things get a little weird. Just like the BZ4X, you do get a leather wrap steering wheel, but it's a very interesting setup, how the wheel connects with the actual steering column and the rest of the dash. But you do have paddles for that regen braking, because remember, you got different levels of regen braking, and you do have a small digital display up top, which unfortunately, like I said, we can't turn it on because we're at the show, but we will be bringing more to you with this. But this is what you're getting, and a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see how much room is back there for your passengers in the Solterra. All right, guys, here we are, back seat time. And you know what? This is what makes this vehicle so great. Look at our flat bottom floor here. So you're gonna get lots of passenger rear volume, pockets that will fit a deep dish Chicago style pizza with extra cheese, and then connectivity. We got USB-Cs. We do have 3 different levels of heated seats and rear AC vents, which is a nice touch. And then guess what? You still get to have your nice armrest and a Twinkie holder built in with 2 cup holders on your armrest here. But let's go ahead, let's find out what type of cargo space you have for you and your dogs in this Solterra. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. Real simple. Hit that button right underneath the Constellation badge, and then you have your electric assist goes up. What's wonderful, nice low cargo loading floor, and the floor is totally flat from front to back. With that amount of space, you're looking at around 30 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Obviously, you could flip the seats down, and that was important for Subaru because they know people are going to use this vehicle for just about anything. And if you're wondering, well, what's under the cargo floor, you are going to have your storage container there. As I get my shadow out of the way, or at least try to, the storage area underneath for all the cables and whatnot. But why don't we go ahead? I know you want to go on throttle. That's what I want to do in this Solterra. We will be going to the media event soon, so set your calendars. It's going to be in a few weeks. But until then, we're here at Chicago Auto Show in this crazy booth. Let's wrap it up from Subaru. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day here at the Subaru booth. Definitely want to thank the whole Subaru team, Chuck and everybody else, for allowing Raity's Rides access to the new Solterra. Stay tuned because we will be going to the media event to be able to get behind the wheel and go on throttle with this first ever EV from Subaru with all-wheel drive. But let me know what you think. Comparing it to the Toyota BZ4X, comparing it to the RAV4 Prime, which way are you gonna spend your hard-earned money? I'm dying to read it in the comment section, but you know what? Until we meet again for the media drive, if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. No matter what the climate is in here, she's making it happen. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.